My name's Matt Monaco, and I am the Woodturner at ShackletonThomas. So the process obviously starts with a log, and you basically cut a log, you buck it on the ground so the log is fallen and it's sitting horizontal on the ground. Next thing to do is you basically just cut and remove the center portion, which is called the pith, and so that comes out as like a thin rectangular shape or square shape, and that gets discarded. And then you're left with two half logs. After that, you basically you cut the corners off so that you have somewhat of a round shape, like a stop sign. At that point, they're ready to go into the lathe, and they're ready to be at first shaped. And so I'll shape the outside first, and then once I'm happy with that, I'll turn it around. After I put a dovetail on it, I've turned a dovetail on the base, and I'll clamp it usually with a chuck, a 4-jaw chuck, and then I'll just hollow out the interior until I get down to a very thin wall thickness, and continue that thickness all the way down. The nice thing about turning a green bowl is, or just green wood in general, is that you're creating the nice ribbon shaving, and it's nice because you're not suffocating yourself with so much dust, because essentially what happens is the shaving gets created with an edge of a tool, sharp edge, and then that whatever dust that would be there sort of clumps together and falls to the ground rather than is carried away by ambient air circulating wherever you are. So that's one good thing about turning green wood. And the other good thing is, for the sake of bowls, why it's such a good thing and very interesting is you can create a piece that has a thin enough wall thickness that it won't actually split. It'll just warp, and will warp to a sort of organic shape, which is what we like to do here, and create just very natural, one-of-a-kind pieces that can't be recreated. I've been turning professionally for about 8 years, but I've been turning overall about 11. I sort of got into it through taking a general woodworking course at a community college about 12 years ago, and I was initially starting out working on some projects, and I got really bored with them because I realized there was a lathe there, and the lathe is was my tool of choice. And so I got there, got obsessed with it, and just came into the class every day, not to work on projects, but to just work on the lathe instead. So that's how it worked. Well, right now I'm turning a lot of red maple, and I really love the feel of red maple. I think every time you get a chance to go back to the lathe and work on a piece, and particularly when you're working on a similar shape, similar material, yeah, it's all kind of the same, but it's all very different, because every day you wake up, you have to sort of get used to your own body's anatomy and how it's working that day for things to make sense. And if it's a green bowl, one bowl is going to take it's going to take 3.5, 4 hours, somewhere around there, and that's just for all the turning. And so once all that turning's complete, the bowl has to dry, and that only takes 24 to 48 hours, because again, they're turned so thin, they'll just dry that quick, and they'll be literally dry and ready to do some sanding and finishing. Well, I knew how to make thin bowls long before I came here, so what's nice is that I'm developing it and making it so that I'm turning it into something that's a part of ShackletonThomas, and I'm also getting much better at doing them because I'm doing them so much, so it's nice.